All right, so have you ever heard of this game called Dinosaur Run? Dino Evolution.
Oh, I have actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the visuals are pretty striking.
Yeah, and we had you take a look, and I got to say, you brought up some really fascinating points about like what the game is actually saying.
Yeah. It's well, on the surface, it looks like a pretty simple, kind of run-of-the-mill, endless runner type game. But I think when you dig a little deeper, there's actually some interesting commentary there.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
Like, how does this game actually work?
So, you start as this, like, little dinosaur.
Right.
And the goal is basically to just run and survive as long as you can, right?
Okay. Pretty standard so far.
Yeah. Pretty standard. But the interesting thing is how you evolve.
Okay.
So as you're running, you're collecting these coins and these DNA fragments and even power-ups and stuff.
Okay.
And as you collect more of those, your dinosaur actually like physically evolves. It gets bigger, it gets stronger.
Okay, so that's cool. I mean, visually, that's got to be pretty engaging.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very satisfying
to
see, like your little raptor or whatever turn into this like giant T-Rex,
Right.
It's very cool.
And what did you say about like it reminds you of like those idle games?
Yeah. So it has like that element of the like idle or incremental games where you're constantly like collecting resources and upgrading stuff. But the fact that they've tied it to this like DNA and evolution thing is, I think that's what makes it really clever.
Yeah.
Is like it's not just about like getting stronger for the sake of getting stronger. It's like you're actually evolving.
Right. Yeah. Like there's like a reason behind it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got the evolution. We've got the, I assume there's some obstacles, right? Like to make it challenging.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's lava pits you got to jump over. There's like falling boulders. And even like other dinosaurs that are trying to attack you.
Ooh, okay, so you've got to like fight them off or dodge them.
Yeah, you got to dodge them. You got to outsmart them.
Okay.
It's all about like survival of the fittest.
Right. Okay, so that's where it really ties into the whole evolution theme, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, and the difficulty like ramps up as you go too. So you're constantly being challenged to like adapt and overcome these new obstacles.
So like the game itself is kind of pushing you to evolve.
Yeah, it's like almost like it's simulating natural selection in a way.
Wow. Okay, that's the thing that I saw in the gameplay that I wasn't quite sure about. And that's this whole like super evolution thing.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so like once you reach a certain point in the game, your dinosaur can undergo this like super evolution where it suddenly gains like these crazy abilities.
What kind of abilities?
I mean, we're talking like wings, fire breath, like a massive speed boost.
So we're getting into like fantasy territory here a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not like scientifically accurate or anything, but it's a really cool like gameplay mechanic. Like it gives you this sense of like power and like you've really earned this.
Okay, so it's like a reward for like making it so far in the game.
Exactly. Yeah, and plus it's just fun, Yeah. Who doesn't want to like fly around and breathe fire as a dinosaur?
I mean, you're not wrong there.
Right.
All right, so you've evolved, you've got your superpowers. What happens next?
Well, that's when you face the final boss.
Who's the final boss?
This is a giant T-Rex, of course.
Ah, of course. Gotta be.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what else would it be?
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate test, Can you defeat the king of the dinosaurs?
And if you win, I assume you become the new king.
Yeah, exactly. You get crowned Dinosaur King.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I love it. All right, so we've got this, this really fun game. It's got great visuals. It's got, this engaging gameplay. It's all tied into this theme of evolution.
Yeah.
But you were saying that there's actually like a deeper message here, like something.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about how the game portrays evolution.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, it's not just about survival. It's about dominance. Like, you're not just evolving to, like, stay alive.
Right.
You're evolving to become the most powerful creature out there.
So it's like it's taking that whole survival of the fittest thing.
Yeah.
And kind of twisting it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Like, it's almost like saying that the goal of evolution is to, like, rule over everything else.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, is that true, though? Like, is that what evolution is all about?
I don't know. I mean, that's a question for the philosophers, I guess, but it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, are we, as humans, are we hardwired for dominance? I mean, we're certainly at the top of the food chain right now.
Yeah, we are.
So is that our ultimate goal as a species?
That's a good question, and I think that's something that, our listeners can,
Yeah, definitely something to think about. And maybe, next time you're playing Dinosaur Run, Dino Evolution, you can think about,
Yeah.
what that means in the context of the game, in the context of our own lives. So,
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That was
Oh, yeah, of course.
really fascinating stuff.
It's a fun game.
It is a fun game.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.
Yeah.